I've tried out a bunch of apps that could be useful for writers so that I can help you find the best ones for you. I'm going to divide these apps into categories, and I have a couple of apps for each category. Because each writer has different needs, and the app that is best for me may not be best for you, but I do think that all of these apps are ones that could definitely be useful for a writer. And they're all free. Some might have extra options or content that you need to make in-app purchases for, but at least the initial app and its basic use is free. Also, I have an iPhone, so that is what I tested these apps on, and it's the only platform that I can attest to their use on. First, we have the big umbrella category of productivity apps. Under that umbrella, the first category is focus. I've got two apps that can help you focus and get some writing sprints done. The first one is called Focus Keeper. This is what the app looks like. Basically, you press start, and it counts down for 25 minutes, and you do a 25-minute writing sprint. Then once it's done, a chime dings and you get a 5-minute break. Then you do another 25-minute writing sprint. I think you do 4 of these, and then it gives you a long break, a 25-minute break, and then it starts all over again. You can also see your charts of how well you have done over the past few days. As you can see, I have not used this app much. I have only used it once just to test it out and see how well it worked. Focus Keeper is not the best productivity focusing app for me personally because it is designed for someone who has a full day to focus on writing because it's multiple sprints back to back, and I normally don't have time for that. I normally only have time for 1 or 2 sprints. Also, just so you're aware in case you're interested in this app, is that if you don't pay for their Pro service, it is a very basic app. You cannot change the time of the sprints or the breaks or how many there are. You just have their preset settings, and that's all you have access to. Also, I think you're limited to how many days of stats you can see if you don't pay for that extra service. But it's still a really good app, and on days when I'm going to be home all day and want to get in a full day of writing, I will definitely use this one to help keep me focused for hours at a time. The second focus writing sprint app, and the one that worked best for me and my needs, is one called Flora. This is what it looks like. It's a very bright white one, so it's hard to see on camera, but you can set your sprint for any amount of time you want, and then you start it. And as long as the app is going and you are working, there is a tree growing. And if you close out of the app to open up Twitter or Facebook or Pinterest, then it will kill your tree. But if you make it through your 25-minute sprint or whatever you've set it for, because this one you can set your timer for whatever amount of time you want, once you finish, you have grown a tree. If you're really serious about focusing, you can actually put in a price penalty, and you have to pay if you use your phone during that time. And then they actually use that money to plant trees around the world, which is pretty awesome. You can also add friends in this app and do focus sessions together and grow that tree together, which I think is pretty awesome, especially if you're going to be doing writing sprints with friends, or maybe you're all working on different things. It's a really cool option. The second subcategory under productivity is checklists. We all love checklists, right? The first app is Todoist, which is very popular. A lot of the word nerds use it, and you can use it for all of your daily to-do lists. You can make a task daily or weekly or monthly or just a one-time thing, and then as you do those tasks, you can check them off, and you get points for every single thing that you do, and you upgrade through their different ranks based on how productive you are. It is a really wonderful app, especially if you like doing your to-do lists on your phone. I don't personally. I like doing them by hand and getting to mark them off by hand. So when I tried out Todoist, which is actually a couple years ago, I found that I just wasn't remembering to add my tasks to the list, so it ended up not being very effective for me, but I know it is for a lot of other people. What has been effective for me is an app called Productive, And this is actually more of a habit tracker app, so it's not for one-time to-do list things. It's for things that you want to do every day or once a week or once a month. I'm using it for writing and reading habits, like write for an hour every day and read 50 pages every day, but I'm also using it for things like making my bed every day and flossing every day because I'm sometimes not a very good adult. And you could also go in and see how many perfect days you've had, how many days you've gotten some of your habits done, how long your longest streak is, things like that. So it is really cool, and it has helped me to get better at doing some of those habitual things that I should be doing because I hate breaking streaks. The next umbrella group for our apps are ones that actually help you with the process of writing. Within that, I have the subcategory of note-taking apps. You should definitely have something in your phone where you can write down notes in case you have an idea for something and you don't have a notebook with you. This can be as simple as just using the Notes app in your phone. I have used that plenty of times. I usually just have one note in there that's just for story ideas, and if something pops into my head and all I have with me is my phone, I just jot it down, and then I normally will transfer it into a written notebook later. However, for this video, I decided to try out Evernote, which I have been very resistant to for a very long time because I love writing down my notes and doing my plotting and my outlining and my story idea gathering by hand in a notebook. But I have to say that I kind of love Evernote. This is Evernote. You can create notebooks in it, and then within the notebook you can do multiple files with notes. So I have a notebook for the book that I'm currently plotting, and then I have different groups of notes. So I have a note about characters and a note about the world. There's a couple things I really love about it. One is that it syncs between my phone app and the computer, so you can log on to Evernote's website on your computer, or you can actually download an app for your computer as well, and because you log in, it syncs all of your notes, so I can see it in multiple places, which is pretty awesome. I also love that I can take pictures of the paper pages of the notebook that I'm also plotting in and upload that into my Evernote notebook so that it's there too, so I won't lose it if something happens to the notebook. Evernote also has a physical notebook that they sell. I have not tried it yet, but it's supposed to be even better for taking pictures of those documents and uploading them into your Evernote notebooks. So I'll probably eventually try it to see how much I like it. The next subcategory under actual writing apps is an app that you can actually write in. I know that some people hate writing their book on their phone, but I think that every writer should have some app that they can do that in, just in case. You can go super basic if you want. I personally like Google Docs. That is my favorite app to use. I use it on my phone and on my computer. I can use it on a tablet, and I use it solely for drafting. There's also Microsoft Word. If that is what you like to draft in, you can get an app for your phone or for a tablet, and you can write in that if you'd like. You could write in your phone's notes app if you want. If you want to get fancy for some reason, maybe you're going to be doing a lot of writing on your phone, I did find an app called Wordsmith. Word is spelled with an E, and it's actually logged me out, so I can't show you the work that I did in it, but it's actually an app that is made for writing a book in if you wanted to. You can set reminders in it so that it reminds you every morning or every evening to write, which is a pretty cool feature. So if you are looking for something like that and you really are going to be writing the vast majority of your book on your phone for some reason, that's something you could maybe check out. I don't think it's the most useful thing because you can get Google Docs or Microsoft Word on your phone, but maybe it will work for some people. The last group of writing apps I have are kind of creativity apps and apps that can help you when you're stuck while writing. The first one is one called Brain Sparker. It gives you a bunch of cards that you can kind of swipe through, and then you just choose a random one and it gives you a prompt. This one says, step away from the problem. So it will give you a lot of things like that. Let's see what another one is. This one says go for a walk, so it can give you some ideas of things that can help you. It's also got ones with ideas of things to write about. And there are more packs of cards that you can pay to get, but that's just the basic pack that I have. And it's a cool little app if you're looking for things to get your brain going or to help you out when you're stuck. Related, there's another creativity brainstorming app that I did not try because you do have to pay for it. It's $2 for iOS, and I just wasn't willing to do it, but it looks really cool and it's called the Brainstormer. This is what the app looks like. It gives you 3 wheels and each one will give you a random word, and then you put those together to make a story idea. So this example is Miracle Mythical Queen. So that could help you come up with an idea for a book or for a character or a scene. They have multiple themed groups you can choose. So you can choose a character one or a world building one. You can create your own idea wheels in it. So it looks really cool, and eventually when I feel like paying $2 for an app, I might actually get it because it seems like something I could actually get some use out of that would be really helpful when I'm feeling stuck. And the last app, which I kind of lumped into this category because I couldn't figure out where else to put it, but I think it's a really useful app for pretty much all writers to have, is the Oxford Dictionary. You can get that on your phone so that when you maybe are thinking about using a word but you're like, I'm not sure if I'm using this correctly, you can look it up. Or maybe you're reading something and there's a cool word that you want to know what it means so that you can use it in your book. You can look it up. It also gives you some words of the day, so that might help you build your vocabulary or give you some ideas, which is why I put this in the creativity helping you write category. Anyway, those are all of the great apps for writers that I tried out. There were a lot of them, and they're all pretty useful and could be used depending on, like I said, what your needs are, what you're looking for in writing apps. Let me know if you have any great writing apps to recommend down in the comments. And don't forget to join us this Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time for our live chat, just like always.